afternoon, everyone. I'm Ryoga Yanagizo. Today I'm going to talk about the movie as a material to think of media. All the President's Men, directed by Alan J. Pakula, was released in 1976 as a movie about the Watergate scandal until 1974. Watergate scandal was the scandal about US President Nixon. This scandal brought down the administration of the President Nixon. So this movie is based on notes of two journalists of the Washington Post. The movie represents two young journalists of the Washington Post and also represents their enthusiasm and conflict to expose plot concealed under powerful force in an unsettled age. Compared to the media's situation in the present day, there are old kind of ancient tools, style of media in the movie. On the other hand, there is stable aspect of media in the movie, which is not changed today too. So, All the President's Men is a basic material to think of media with two of changed and stable aspects. First, as the changed aspect of media, there is different media environment from the present day. For example, as it was before popularization of computer, there were little workplaces with computers. So these journalists of the Washington Post used typewriters to write news stories. In addition, there's no cell phones used in the movie. People talk with public telephones or dial phones on desks. From the perspective of developed media sources and connections in the present day, those limited environments with poor tools would be regarded as inconvenient. Next, as the stable aspects of media in the movie, there are scenes that two journalists of the Washington Post suffer from the conflict of the gap between supply and demand of media. For example, a lot of people who have influential information are not cooperative because they fear the power of they. They is people who are controlling people. They are controlling and they are hiding the truth of the scandal. That represents the lack of supply of what journalists want. On the other hand, journalists suffer from the risk, cost, and uncertainty of investigating the truth. In the movie, the boss of two journalists described that audiences do not want what two journalists are doing. But audiences want more something like certain and familiar news. This represents the conflict of supply and demand between sender and receiver. This situation happens in nowadays as well. For example, there's a famous Japanese news magazine named Shukan Bunshun, which is famous for excessive exposure of scandal. So, the publisher of Shukan Bunshun is always accused. They are always in trouble. Like this, the movie represents stable aspect of media, which is the relationships of sender and receiver. In conclusion, the movie All the President's Men shows two aspects of media field. One is the change of the environment of media. There was no computer or cell phone in that age. They developed as the flow of air. On the other hand, there is something stable in media field. There are always conflicts between supply and demand of publisher and audience. All the President's Men represents how media existed and changed from the past. Also represents how media is controlled and stable. That's all. Thank you.